So we're going to be moving through a little breath work, a little pranayama practice. And then we'll move into some asana postures. So I'm going to sit on my bolster like a sort of saddle, like I'm riding a horse. But this is quite comfortable on my knees. It's not going to be comfortable for everybody. So if you want to take it easy, cross legs, that's great. If you want to put a little something underneath you, something to get the hips up a little bit higher than the knees, that's always a good idea. And in fact, if you are sitting on something, good to come to the side so that you're just sort of perching your butt up on the rise rather than sitting all the way up, because that doesn't help your knees. So we want to get the knees down towards the floor and put a little something underneath you. And what that's going to do is get that spine really feeling straight and nice and supported. So coming to sit, you're going to take the hands and rest them either in your lap or on your knees. Close down the eyes. And just take a few soothing breaths. Just a little moment to come to settle in the body. A couple of breaths to begin to draw you in. Withdrawing your senses from the external world. And just giving the body a little bit of time. So these are crazy times. Lots of us are experiencing higher levels of stress than usual, i.e. because a lot of us, me included, really quite like routine. And so having our routine upended can make us feel a little less certain in the world. There's a lot of us that have lost our jobs, our income for the moment, and that's obviously something that's very stressful. And even if it's not you yourself, you might be worried about your kids or your friends, your parents. And so these just add to heightened levels of stress, overtaxing our adrenals, and putting us into that sympathetic nervous system, that fight, flight. And so this little practice that we're going to do, this little breath work today, is actually to really anchor us into the parasympathetic, the rest and digest. I do some teaching at a women's refuge for people running away from domestic violence, and I was teaching this practice one day, and one of the kids came up to me after class and said that their doctor had prescribed this very technique. And I was really impressed to think of modern medicine just coming on board with these really simple practices and recognizing the benefits. So this practice, you might need to open your eyes for a moment just to see what we're doing. So we're going to take our index finger and our middle finger and just place them on the third eye center. Now, there's lots of really fancy ways to do this, lifting up the arm or all sorts of threading, but I want you to make it really simple, because that way it's something that you might return to and do again. So index finger on the right with your right hand, and then you can use your right thumb to block your right nostril, and you can use your ring finger to block your left nostril. And I recognize that on the camera, I think that gets switched around. So it looks like I'm doing that back to front. Trust me, I'm doing the right hand. So using the right thumb and then using the ring finger on the left nostril. So we're going to start just resting the fingers onto the third eye center, that space between the eyebrows. You're going to take a deep breath in through the nose and a long breath out through both nostrils. Take a deep breath in. Fill all the way up, and then an unhurried breath out. One more time like that. Inhale, a little squeeze to the back of the throat, as if you're whispering, and then exhale. So a little different this time. We're going to inhale through both nostrils. And then block your right nostril and breathe out through the left. Breathe in through that left side. And then block the left and breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right. Block the right. Breathe out through the left. In through the left. Block the left and breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right. Block the right. Breathe out through the left. In through the left. Block the left. Breathe out through the right. In right. Out left. Two more rounds. In left. Out right. In right. Out left. Last round. In left. Out right. In right. And out left. Release the hands. Inhale both sides. Exhale both sides. And returning to a natural breath. And just notice how the body feels. Notice that sense of evenness, of balance through right side, left side. Notice how much fuller the breath feels. How much richer the breath feels. And so just taking the hands to prayer, bring the prayer to the heart space. Just take a moment here to acknowledge the change that you've made. The breath is a really simple way that we can shift it down a gear. And this Nadi Shodhana, this alternate nostril breath, is a really simple practice, a really quick way to bring us into that parasympathetic nervous system. And just bow the head over the hands. Beautiful practice. And release the hands. And we're going to come onto our mats. You're going to roll your props out of the way. And we're going to start in a wide-legged child's pose. So knees can be as wide as the mat or maybe not even that wide. You're going to walk your way down just to where is comfortable. And if you're feeling stiff and you just want to come down onto the elbows, that's fine. If you're feeling a little more bendy and you can take it all the way down to the floor, then that's great. But just honoring your body. Only want to do what feels good for you. Spread the fingers nice and wide. And sliding the hands back in. We're going to come onto all fours. So bring the knees back, hip distance apart, and spread the fingers nice and wide. I like to imagine that I'm sinking my fingers into wet sand. So there's a little bit of maneuverability through the hands. We're going to inhale and send the heart forward, look up. Encourage you to move with the breath. Exhale, tuck the tail under. Hollow out the belly and broaden the upper back. Inhale, sink the belly. Lift the tail, lift the gaze and shine your heart forward. And exhale. See if you can use your full inhale, the whole length of the inhale to send the heart forward. And the whole length of the exhale to round the spine under. Close down the eyes. We're going to do 2 more rounds here. Inhale, heart forward. And exhale, tail under. One last time. Inhale, heart forward. And exhale. Tail under. Tuck the toes under. Inhale, heart forward, look up. And on the exhale, around the spine, look to the belly button and press your way up and back. Downward facing dog. We're going to keep that moving. Inhale, drop the knees, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale, tuck the tail under. Press your way back. Downward facing dog. Lovely. Again, inhale, drop the knees, lift the heart. Exhale. We've got 2 more times like that, just warming up, so no need to worry about whether or not the heels are touching the floor. Inhale, the legs are coming to straight. Exhale, round, press back. We've got 1 more. Inhale, ripple forward, heart forward, gaze up. Exhale, press back, tuck under. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift up on your tippy toes. And then exhale, press the heels back behind you, sink the chest. Inhale, lift up, tippy toes. And exhale, sink the heels. In. And out. In. And out. Last one here, in. And out. Now slowly walk the hands back towards the feet. We want to measure the feet out at least 2 fist distance apart. Take the thumbs to the creases of the elbows, bend the knees, and let the body hang heavy. So think about tractioning the spine, let that head, which is quite weighty, let that just melt down towards the earth. Little bend in the knees or big bend, depending on how you're feeling, how tight you are. Close down the eyes if the balance is okay. And just give the body a little chance to open up.
Slowly release the hands down. Soften the knees even more and press into the heels as you roll all the way up to stand.
When you get to the top, roll the shoulders down and back. Inhale, lift the arms up. Grab a hold of your right wrist with your left hand and take a little lean over to the left side. Really anchoring down to that right here, a little lateral flexion. And then inhale, come up and grab the opposite wrist and take it over. Nice and long through the side body. Inhale, lift up. And on the exhale, arms go wide. Come forward like you're diving into a pool. Fingers to the floor, hands to the shins. Inhale, look up and lengthen. And exhale, fold it down. We're going to slowly walk our way out to a plank. You're going to drop the knees, press the buttocks to the heels. And once again, find child's pose. Inhale, come on up, all fours. Exhale here. Inhale, heart forward, look up. Exhale, round the spine under. Tuck the toes, inhale, heart forward. And exhale, press back. Inhale, lift up tippy toes. Exhale, sink the heels. Inhale, take your right leg high. And on the exhale, bend the knee and open the hip. So bring the heel towards the buttocks, the knee towards the sky. Try to keep the shoulders square. Inhale, lift and lengthen, square the hips. And exhale, step the foot between the hands. Take the back knee to the floor and flip the back foot. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And on the exhale, draw the elbows in towards the ribs. Open up the heart, squeeze the rhomboids together. Again, inhale, sweep it up. Look up, exhale, draw the elbows into the ribs. One more like that. Inhale. And exhale. Take the hands either side of the front foot and draw the hips back. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look up. And exhale, fold forehead to shin for one. Inhale, roll up, heart forward, look up. Exhale, roll it down for two. In. And exhale for three. Holding here, 3 breaths in and out. In and out. Remember, you can always bend the knee out. Last one, in and out. Lovely. Look towards the big toe. Step the foot to the floor and take the fingertips to the mat. Tuck the back toe under and lift the back knee off. Inhale, sink the hips, lift the gaze. And exhale, press forehead to shin for one. Inhale, bend the front knee, back leg stay straight. In. Exhale. Press it back for two. Last one, in. And exhale. For three. Bend into the front knee, walk the fingertips out in front and see if you can spring the leg all the way up. Inhale. And on the exhale, tap the foot to the mat. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, foot to the mat. In and out. Lovely. Inhale, lift all the way up, look up, and then exhale, step the feet hip distance apart. Lovely. Take your peace fingers and wrap them around your big toes so that the wrists point in towards each other. And remember, if the hamstrings are tight, you just need to bend the knees. Inhale, look up and lengthen. And on the exhale, flare the elbows and squeeze the belly in towards the thighs. You want to let go of the head, let the neck be nice and comfortable, and draw the shoulders away from the ears. Create a little space. One more breath. Press through the feet. Inhale, lift up, reach up, rise up, press palms. Excuse me. Exhale, prayer to the heart. Let's bring our big toes together to touch. Inhale, reach the arms up, lift up. Exhale, lead with the heart, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, walk, step or jump to plank. And lower the belly all the way to the floor. Take the feet hip distance apart and tent out the fingers either side of the mat. Take the forehead to the floor. So the fingers will come all the way off onto the floor. Let's inhale, roll the spine up, lift up, look up. Exhale, forehead to the floor for 1. In. And out. For 2. In. And out. For 3. In. And out. For 4. Last one. In. And out. Lovely. Slide the hands under the shoulders. Bring the feet together and press your way back. Child's pose. Come up onto all fours. Spread the knees hip distance apart. Inhale, heart forward, look up. Exhale, tail under. Excuse me. Inhale, heart forward, look up, tug toes. Exhale, press back, down dog. Inhale, lift up tippy toes. And exhale, heel to the mat. Take the left leg high, inhale. And on the exhale, bend the knee and open the hip. Press that right heel down towards the mat. Inhale, square the hips, lift the leg. And exhale, step the foot between the hands all the way to the front of the mat. Drop the back knee to the floor, flip back foot. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. Exhale, draw the elbows into the ribs. Inhale. Exhale. In. And out. Hands either side of the front foot. Draw the hips back. Pull the toes back towards you. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look up. Exhale, fold forehead to shin. 1. In. Exhale, fold it down. For 2. In. Fold and hold. For 3. 3 breaths here. In. And out. See if you can sink the heart a little deeper. In. And out. 1 more. In. And out. Step onto that front foot. Frame the foot with the hands. And come up on the toes on the back foot. Fingertips are good here. Inhale. Give you a little more room. Sink the hips. And exhale. Straighten the front leg. Forehead towards the shin. Inhale. Sink the hips. Look up. Exhale. In. And out. Nice. Bend into the front knee. Walk the hands out in front and slowly lift up. Inhale, taking the toe all the way to the sky, standing splits. Exhale, tap the toe to the floor. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. In. And out. Inhale, lifts it up. Look up. And exhale, step the feet hip distance apart. You're going to slide the hands all the way under the feet now, palms face up, and see if you can take the big toes all the way to the crease of the elbow. Once again, we bend the knees as much as we need to accommodate the hamstrings and any tightness in the lower back or the hips, buttocks. And then slowly, slowly take a little rock side to side, massaging out those hands. And gently and slowly release.
Soften the knees and roll all the way up to stand. Lovely. Okay. Inhale. Let's lift it up. And exhale, dive it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, plant the hands, walk, step or jump to plank. And lower slowly all the way to the floor. Take the feet as wide as the mat, stack the hands. Take the forehead onto the hands. Take an inhale here, lift the chest. Exhale, place it down. In. And down. Last one, in. And out. Slide the hands under the shoulders, bring the legs together. And come on up. Cross the ankles. And come back to sit. Lovely. So we're going to take ourselves all the way to the floor. So make sure you've got enough room behind you to lie down. Come all the way down to lie down. And to begin with, draw the right knee into the chest. Give it a little squeeze. And just take a little circle with that ankle. Take that circle the opposite direction. Take the knee for a little circle. And take that knee in the opposite direction. And release the right leg and bring the left leg up. Knee into the chest, little squeeze. Little circle for the ankle. And take that circle the opposite way. And take the hip, knee for a little bit of a spin. Tiny little circles, just rotating the head of the femur into the hip socket. Take it the other way. Just using this as a little exploration to see how you feel. Noticing all the little parts. Then draw both knees into the chest, give them a squeeze. And drop both knees over to your left side. Reach back with your right arm and look over your right shoulder. And just allowing this twist to begin to unravel. If you've been spending a lot of time sitting today, chances are the spine could do with a little realignment. I'm going to draw the knees back in on the in-breath. Another little squeeze, pump those knees in towards you, and then drop the knees over to the right. Reach back with the left hand, look over left shoulder. And just breathing into it. Enjoying the twist. And come back to center, knees in. Now I encourage you to put something underneath you. So your rolled up towel or your blanket. I'm going to bring that out to the side. I'm going to walk the feet up, lift up the hips, and slide the prop underneath you, whatever it is that you're using. I'm going to take our right ankle onto our left knee. I'm going to reach up and grab hold. So having the prop underneath you is just going to bring everything a little closer. It's a little less strain on the muscles of the glutes. So if you want a little more, obviously you can roll that out and not use it. This is going to be stronger. So just depending on where you're at. If you flex your feet, it's going to be a little bit more intense, a little bit more activated. Also helps to keep the right knee safe. And then let's switch it over so that the left leg comes on top. Reach through, grab a hold. Just notice the difference from side to side. And then if you don't already, take the prop underneath your sacrum and lift up one leg and then the other. And we're going to send our legs up towards the sky. You're going to find a comfortable position for your hands. So whether you're resting your hands in your belly, out to the side, overhead, whatever feels good for you. Legs go up towards the sky. And we can always take a whole series of different movements with the legs. If you wanted to take the legs wide and let gravity press them open, you could. If you wanted to Garuda the legs, so crossing, double binding, you could do that. And obviously if you do one side, then you have to do the other side. Or the legs can go just straight up. So energetically just draining the legs. And then lying here with your eyes closed down, we're going to do a little Nadi Shodhana practice without using our hands. So we're going to breathe in through both nostrils. And then breathe out through both nostrils. Breathe in through both. And out through both. Last time in. And out. So now breathing in through both. Breathe out through the left. Breathe in through the left. And breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right. And out through the left. In through the left. Out through the right. In through the right. Out through the left. In through the left. Out through the right. In through the right. Out through the left. 2 more rounds to your own count. When you finish, just returning to a natural breath. No rush. Slowly bend the knees. Take one foot and then the other to the floor. You can roll your props down so that they sit underneath the knees, but so that your heels can still rest on the floor. And if you have time to stay here, I'd recommend 5 or 10 minutes just lying here. Just allowing the benefits of the practice to be assimilated into the body. Allowing yourself a little gentle winding down.
which ultimately just means coming back to source. So choosing to stay here, if you stay here, or slowly rolling to one side and coming on up to sit. And taking the hands to prayer, the prayer to the third eye center, space between the eyebrows. And just recalling our ability to be able to change our state just based on the way that we breathe. And from here we bow forward and we say to each other, Namaste. I hope you have a beautiful evening or whatever time of the day you choose to practice. And I look forward to seeing you again soon.